Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. This is chapter 6 and the name of the chapter is Trade and Commerce. Trade and commerce means business, means buying and selling of goods and services. And the kinds which we are having, that is of national and international trade. With all those trades which we have done within the country, means buying and selling of goods and services within the country, within the provinces or with the provinces, that is known as national trade or commerce. And international trade, that is the trade which is outside the country, means with the other countries, so that is known as international. In international currency and in national currency, there is a one in the very major difference is that in international currency trade we need the international currency, and that is of dollar and euro. Now, as I told you that trades and commerce means buying and selling the goods and services. So when we are just going to buy and sell the goods from with other countries or from other countries, then it is known as imports. Means our buyings in international trades are known imports and our sellings are known as exports. And our imports are spendings. Means we are just going we can say that these are all our expenses. And just take the example, whenever you go to the market for buying anything, then we're just going to spend the money and we're getting the things. Okay, it means that in the countryside, when we imports means when we just going to finish our pocket of the country and getting the goods, so that is known as getting the goods, and paying the money is known as imports. And selling means exports, means whenever we just going to want to sell anything, then the money comes in our pocket, so that's why it's known as earnings. The value of imports and exports which we set against one another, that is known as balance of payment. It is also known as BOP, which play a very important role in the development of any country. It can be positive, it can be negative, and it can be equal. Equal means no loss. As much we getting, as much we spending. So positive balance of payment means when we are having the more exports and less imports, and negative balance of payments means when we are going to having the more imports and less exports. And here positive balance of payment play a very important role in the development of the country. Means when we export more, it means that we earns more. Okay, so it means that we are, when our earnings are more, then our development rate will be increased. But on the other hand, when our imports are more, it means that our spendings are more. Means if I'm just going to saying that I'm having the income of 10,000 but I'm spending 20,000, now I'm under the burden of loan. So in this situation we can say that negative balance of payment affect the development and economic growth of any country. The other main source of income for any country, that is the Pakistanis working abroad or any others workers who are working abroad, that is another source of income. They selling, how they are just going to becoming the source of the income of any country, because they are selling their services and earn the income there, which also helps to increase the foreign reserves or foreign currency. Means we can say that these workers who are working abroad, they also play a very important role in increasing the income of any country. Now I am telling you about the two important terms which is used in our chapter, that is a bargain. Bargain we mostly use in our daily life, that why don't you bargain whenever you're going to buy the things. So bargain means to buy something cheaply. By arguing means we're just going to argue that no, give me on this rate, that and that is I can pay that much amount. So that kind of arguing is known as bargaining. Barter is a system which was used in the old time period, and barter means exchange of goods instead of currency. It means that when there were no currency in the world, at that time people are just going to exchanging the goods. But with the passage of time, whenever the one is not having the good which is the other one is needed, so that is creating a problem. So that's why the people of the old time period, they introduced the currency. At that time they just going to starting using the coins of gold and silver, and with the passage of time that is shifted to the paper currency. In the world, we are having there are too many international currencies, but these currencies of the countries, but two international currencies which we can use in any country of the world. Means out of 194, wherever we go, if we are having these currencies, we can buy or sell anything. Like a dollar is used in all over the world because that is the first international currency which is used by the countries, and the second to dollar, that is of euro, but that is used only in the European countries. And in the European countries, if we just going to checking that in our book, page number 33, it's mentioned that out of 27 members of Europe, there are 16 countries who are the part of that European Union, and they're just going to use the euro. Means if anyone want to trade with these countries, these 16 countries, they will use the euro. The next thing which we are having, that is about the kinds of trades. So in kinds of trades, we are having the direct trade and also the indirect trade. That is direct and that is indirect. So now I'm explaining the direct trade. Here, if you're just going to check, the direct means the trade which is involved between the two countries directly. None other third parties involved here. So this direct relationship means the producer will be paid directly without any complex supply chain structure. Okay, it means here the trade is between the two countries, means paying or buying the goods. The next is indirect trade. In indirect trade, if you're just going to check that, here we're having the third country. It means that some of the country who are not having the things, they are just going to buy from the other country, then sell to the respective country. So that kind of trade is known as the indirect trade. Like indirect trade is when country A does not have something country B wants. Okay, means if any country B who wants a thing and the country A do not have, so the country A trades their goods to country C. So it means that from where they will buy, country A buy from country C and they again sell to the country B, in order to obtain the goods that country B wants. Once country A has goods of country C, country A will then trade with the country B. That kind of trade in which we are having the a chain of the trade, means maybe of 2, maybe of 3, maybe of 4. So that kind of trade is known as the indirect trade. So that is all about the chapter 6.